All right, what's good, man? Let's get into it. Saturday, you guys are getting college football video today, you know what I'm saying, on this Saturday. And I know, shout out to all y'all, man. God bless all y'all. It seems like y'all like my college football stuff. Gonna probably have a college football every Saturday. I probably do, unless something big happens in the NFL or during the NBA season. You guys are most likely going to get a college football video every single Saturday because that's when college football is on. And let's talk about Deion Sanders' son, Shedeur Sanders. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, number one, you know, Shedeur not going to the Dallas Cowboys since they just paid him. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is there. But I want to talk about Shedeur Sanders, man. I was just thinking about Shedeur, and I'm like, is he the next Johnny Manziel? Now, I know what a lot of people are thinking, like, RJ, how are you coming up with the comparison that he's Johnny Manziel? He's Johnny Manziel. Let me explain, man. So anybody who watched Nebraska versus Colorado, I mean, first of all, you know, sorry, you know, your time was wasted just like mine. I had Nebraska winning, but I would think, you know, they will put up some type of fight. Like Shedeur and Colorado will put up some type of fight. And no, I'm not one of these. Listen, let me start off by saying this. Shedeur is talented. You have to be a bigger hater than Jason Whitlock to say Shedeur is not talented. Shedeur is talented. He has an arm. He can run. He can stand up in the pocket. He has a deep ball. He can throw it in the middle and check down. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Shedeur has talent. I mean, look at his daddy. Look at his dad. His dad invested all his money and time into him playing quarterback. He is talented. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. But my question here is Shedeur's mentality. Is that I don't know if he's fit enough to play quarterback. This guy's ego is beyond huge. And I'm sorry, Shedeur, you really haven't, like, how can I put it, man? Shedeur, I looked at Shedeur's stats from last year before the season started. And I'm like, I was very impressed. He threw for over 3,000 yards. I think he had like 30 touchdowns and like 7, 8 interceptions. Like, he had, I don't remember the stats off the top of my head, but he had good stats last year with a horrible offensive line. But I'm going to keep it real with you. How can I put this? What if the team is bad because of Shedeur? Now, granted, Deion Sanders deserves some hate. Absolutely. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Not hate, blame. I know this guy. I know Jason Whitlock's having a big orgasm. I just said hate. Sorry, guys. I'm half asleep. But Deion Sanders deserves some blame. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Deion doesn't care about anybody besides somewhat Travis, Shiloh, and Shedeur. And you know, as he should. As a father, shout out to Deion. Shout out to Deion. But you're a coach, bro. You are a coach. And this is why it's bad for, parents to coach their, their sons or their daughters or whoever the case may be. But people can sit here and blame the offensive line. But maybe the offensive line is sick and tired of just Shedeur and his father. I'm not saying the offensive line is going out there, being trash on purpose. But you never know. People know about Ryan Leaf. Shout out to my boy Valley for telling me about this. But when Ryan Leaf came out as like a big racist and, doing all this crazy stuff, his offensive line literally let him get killed behind there. Hell, as a former Giants fan, I think the Giants' offensive line last year was abysmal, yes. But when they had Daniel Jones back there, Daniel Jones got sacked like 3-4 times. When Tyrod and DeVito were back there, I'm not saying it got better, but you could tell they were trying way more harder to protect Tyrod and DeVito than Daniel Jones. And also, Shedeur came out and criticized his wide receiver, saying when Shedeur got picked off and his wide receiver dropped it-ish, he said it was a rookie mistake. Now, whether it is the wide receiver's fault or not, whether it's Shedeur's fault or not, when you're the quarterback, you either need to when you win, you get all the credit, but when you lose, you get all the blame. when you're the quarterback, you're the general on the field. You got to say, listen, that's on me. Whether it's your fault or not, that's on me. And he didn't do that. He did not do that. And I just think, honestly, Shedeur's mindset kind of reminds me of Johnny Manziel. Yeah, you're talented, you're gifted, you're athletic, but is that going to translate to the NFL? And Shedeur is way more talented than Manziel. But, I mean, come on, man. You got Deion out here risking Travis Hunter's health and his playing career. And I know people are going to be like, oh, well, you know, Travis wants to play 2 positions, just at a third. Listen, I'm going to give you guys a boxing or UFC analogy. Your fighter, whether it's a boxer, UFC fighter, or whoever, he can have 2 broken legs, broken fingers, a broken nose, teeth all missing, and he'll still want to go out there and fight. As the guy in the corner, as his trainer, you have to throw in the towel. Deion Sanders needs to look at Travis Hunter and be like, listen, this is not sustainable. You are one of the best corners in the country. There's a lot of money to be made at playing corner, especially with all this influx of wide receiver talent. You're going to need a top corner. Like, Travis Hunter can get wide receiver money at DB. And I'm going to be having a video on Travis Hunter somewhere in the future. Nothing in the works, but somewhere in the future. But probably before the draft. But it is what it is there. Deion Sanders needs to look at him and say, listen, bro, you can't play both positions. You got to choose one. You got to be a cornerback, like I recruited you to. But Deion wants his son to be so successful that he'll sit here and sacrifice. You have Jimmy Horn. You have what's the dude's name? I'm forgetting the guy that they got from FIA or FIU. One of those Florida teams. I don't remember off the top of my head. But he had 1,000 yards last year. You don't need Travis Hunter out there. He wants Travis Hunter out there because he has chemistry with with what's his name? Shedeur, and he wants Shedeur to go number 1 overall and win the Heisman. But besides that, I just don't think Shedeur, not talent, just his mindset, his leadership, it's not there. Like, yeah, he has swag. Yeah, he has the Nick factor. But you got to be a leader of men. You're the coach that's on the field. And I don't think Shedeur is that. But it is what it is there. That's my thoughts. What are yours? And I know the Deion haters are going to like this video. The Deion lovers are going to hate this video. Listen, man. Listen, I'll give Deion this. Colorado is watchable. I never watched a Colorado game in my life until Deion got there. The only thing I knew about Colorado is that I didn't know anything about Colorado, to be honest with you. I can't even think of anybody that went to Colorado that's relevant. Eric Bieniemy went to Colorado. There's a offensive lineman that went to Colorado. I'm forgetting his name. That's all I really know about Colorado. But listen, man. Shedeur, I don't know about him. And I don't know. He's going to go in the first round, but I don't know if top 5 anymore. But, it is what it is. That's my thoughts. What are yours? What's your thoughts on Shedeur Sanders? Do you think, he's built to be a quarterback in the NFL for the long term? Do you think he's a franchise quarterback? Or do you think he could be the next Johnny Manziel? RJ out.